Hey, so this isn't a instructional video, but it ties into my instructional videos. What I mean by that is all my instructional videos are how to do various activities with one hand. And I started that because, as many of you know, I can only use one hand. And I have friends and family that'll watch my videos and they know the story and why that is. But there's a lot of people that watch my videos that probably don't know why. And like I said in my last video on how to button clothes with one hand, I've had my injury all my life. But really, to the people that don't know, that's really as much detail as they have. So I'm going to be telling you the full story. And it is kind of sad, so just thought I'd warn you about that. So anyway, here it goes. So when I was born, I was too big for my mom to have. And I weighed like nearly 10 pounds. And she said she wanted a C-section. But for some reason they didn't do one. And they just tried to do it the regular way, and that didn't turn out so well. They pulled on my head to try to get me out, and because I was so big, I got stuck, and my shoulders were caught, and they pulled on my head, and they pulled my head away from my shoulder, and they damaged the nerves. Well, really, they ripped them out of my spine, my 5 brachial plexus nerves that I have on the right side. And so that made me unable to use my right arm completely. And later on I did have surgeries to where I can move it, and I mean I still can't use my hand, but I mean I can flex my elbow to a certain degree and raise my arm up to a certain degree, and I can feel with it, just not as much as this. So I did get some of it fixed through nerve rerouting surgery, but they weren't able to completely fix it. So anyway, so the nerve damage happened, and I was stuck for quite a while, and by the time they got me completely out, I was dead. So they immediately started CPR, and I was dead for about 6 minutes, and during that 6 minutes they were doing CPR, like I said. And after that 6 minutes, they said, okay, he's dead. So they told my mom that they had done all they can do, and they had pretty much given up on me at that moment. And right after that happened, because I was hooked up to machines and everything, they said that they had a heartbeat. I had come back to life. And they immediately put me on life support, and I was on that for a while. And I was having pretty severe seizures, and I eventually got off the life support, and it was hard to tell just by looking at me what I was like in the head and everything, because infants really don't do much, even if nothing bad happens. So the doctors told my parents that I would never quit having the seizures, and I would have severe brain damage to the degree that I wouldn't be able to move or talk or even think. I'd pretty much be completely vegetized. And they said, and that's if he lives. And obviously that didn't happen, because I'm obviously not brain dead. Unless I get really bored and can't think of what to do, and then I'm just like... But I mean, that's just being bored. But anyway, and I don't have seizures. I haven't had one since I was a few months old, I believe. So that's good. And yeah, so I have overcome a lot. And a lot of people will still call like my injury to my arm, they'll call it a disability, which I really don't see it that way, because I mean, as you guys could probably tell from watching my videos, I can clothe myself, feed myself, bathe myself, pretty much anything I need to do, I can find a way to do it. And for all the people out there that are like me and can only use one hand, or really if you have any kind of injury, don't let people stop you from trying to do things that you really want to do. If you're determined, you'll find a way.